Yay! Welcome to the first Mind Body Reset weekly little webinar where we talk through, where we do some live examples of creating a mind body reset and to help start you off for the week. So this is the first one. It was supposed to be yesterday being Monday, but we're here today on Tuesday and we have some more members, which is awesome as well. And so it also gave us the opportunity and the time to connect in with some members and to get some feedback in terms of some of the things that you're going through. And I've got some ideas on some ways that, some strategies and some tips that you can put into your kind of what I'm calling an emotional toolkit to help and support you when different things come up. So some feedback in terms of, I've got some 3 bits of feedback in terms of where people are at the moment. And I just thought I'd talk kind of through these first. And I guess I'd start with saying that with all 3, then the concepts are very, very common. So concept number 1 is, I guess, motivation and focus. And that was from Lexi. And then she also said she's feeling overwhelmed and fearful of all the work that she has to get done this week. And so it's really interesting. So just say hi. I know somebody's joined, but I'm not quite sure who it is. I'm not sure if it's Lexi, Karen, Mel, Juna, or Lexi, Karen, Mel, or Juna. There's 4 of you at the moment, or possibly even Belinda. So just let me know in the chat who. Oh, hi Lexi, so great to see you. Just talking about your concept just now as well. And so in terms of, you're saying like motivation and focus, but the motivation and focus or lack of motivation and focus is actually coming from the overwhelm and the fear. And so again, Karen was talking about a loss of momentum. So she's going through a little bit of an emotional and physical recovery stage. And then needing to start that momentum again. So again, the reason that you're stuck with a lack of momentum or lost your momentum is something that sits behind that. Just like Lexi's motivation and focus is actually as a result of the overwhelm and fear. So how can you be motivated and focused when you're overwhelmed and fearful of things? Does that make sense? Let me know, Lexi. And then I had some feedback from someone else who said that they were feeling frustrated in both business and personal. And so, yeah, it's really hard to feel positive about things if you're feeling, that sense of frustration. So kind of thinking of all of those concepts, and they're all very, very common, and a lot of that has to do with potentially, like overwhelm or a certain experience. Yes, makes total sense. Awesome. Thank you, Lexi. And so I thought then rather than focusing on, the challenges of frustration, loss of momentum, overwhelm and fear, then what we could do is a little reset for the brain today, I thought the focus would be. And so what happens is when we get into those states, which is not a state of calm or relaxation, is that, we're in a stress state, and we know that, and I'll probably repeat this over and over and over again, but when we're in a stress state, it affects our adrenals, our adrenaline, our adrenal glands that sit behind our kidneys. It then sends communication up to the brain that says, danger, danger, alert, alert, I've got too much on, I'm overloaded, I'm in recovery mode, and blood flow stops to the brain, and therefore affects your thinking. So therefore, it affects your motivation, your focus, your momentum, and, being able to move forward in your business. So the brain has a really, really, really big impact on, how we're feeling and how we're able to process things. And often the brain can be disconnected. We have our left brain, which is our logical mind, and then we have our right brain, which is our creative brain. And they can be out of sync and they can be jumbled, which often happens when we're in these states, which are, obviously not those calm and relaxed states. So I thought we could do a little exercise, as I said, to bring us back into the balance and to connect that left and right brain, which can obviously also help with focus. If your brain is wired correctly, it can help with momentum, it can help with motivation, and help you to clear some of that frustration. So what do you think, Lexi? Does that sound good? A little brain rewiring? So what we'll do is just find a nice, it's got a little smile and a little thumbs up from Lexi, fantastic. So what I invite you to do is to find a nice, I'm going to calm down a little bit. Yes, please, yes, please. Okay. So just find a nice relaxing spot. You can be seated on the floor with your legs crossed. You could be sitting in a seat with your legs uncrossed. Wherever it is, just find a place that's nice and relaxing. Actually, for this particular exercise, it might be good to have your legs uncrossed. But if you do have to sit on the floor, then obviously you can have your legs crossed, but preferably sitting somewhere where you are, your feet are not crossed over. So just closing your eyes for a moment, and I always love starting with your hands on your heart. Just taking a few breaths into your heart and out of your heart, into your heart and out of your heart. And just saying, you can say this out loud if you like, or in your mind. I release and let go this overwhelm and fear. I release and let go this lost momentum. I release and let go this frustration. I release and let go. And this is the time for you, if there's anything else that you're going through that you want to release and let go of, then you can say that now. And just do that once more. I release and let go this overwhelm and fear. I release and let go this lost momentum. I release and let go this frustration. And I release and let go, and insert whatever it is that you'd like to release and let go. And then repeat after me, and so it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this first step allows us to, gives us permission to let go, to not hold on to these feelings. And the second part is we're going to do that brain reconnect. So I invite you now to bring your hands up and connect them like a little bit of a steeple or a little bit of a prayer, or just connect the tips of your fingers. You can see they're all the way around, all just connected, and they're all just light. So they're not really tight, they're just really light. And so just holding that in a really light way, and you can see when you, so what it's like doing, it's kind of like connecting your left brain and your right brain and connecting them together. Yeah? So it's a representation of your brain. And then just bring that down to near where your heart is. And you can put your thumb on your heart. Just connect it in with your heart there. And then what I'd like you to do is actually just bring it slightly out from where your heart is, and just down in front of you. And I'd like you to look at the tips of your fingers just with your eyes. Maybe it's the middle finger that you're looking at downwards. And just hold your gaze there. And just breathing in, maybe breathing in for 4, 2, 3, 4, and hold 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold 4, 3, or letting out, sorry, 2, 1, and just do that as a cycle. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and out 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold 1, 2, 3, 4. So if that breath feels right for you, continue with that. Or maybe it's just sort of observing your own breath and just trying to calm it down slightly, slow it down. So we'll do this for about 3 minutes. And when you're ready, just thanking yourself, finishing off your last cycle there. And thanking yourself for coming into focus, allowing your brain to be realigned, reconnected, connecting both parts. Maybe just when you finish, bringing your hands together, just bowing your head, thanking yourself for doing this little exercise. So I would love to hear how that exercise was for you. So for Lexi, who's watching now, and if you're watching the replay, it'd be really lovely to hear how it was for you. For me just now, it really calmed me down. Obviously, I've had a few things going on this morning and, trying to grab all the information to help and support you today. And so my brain is in thinking mode. And so I'm like going, got some really exciting things on, but then sometimes it takes us out of our calm state, which is where, we're able to process things rationally. So I'm like, oh, busy. But now I feel so much calmer and much more within my body, much more present. Lexi says, I kept yawning through the first part when we were releasing. Oh, that's fantastic. You know, and there's so many different signs of releasing, and yawning is one of them. And those of you who are my clients, or those of you who do some EFT will know, excuse me, that yawning is one of the biggest ways of releasing. And even as a practitioner, when I do sessions with clients, I'm often yawning. It's probably the only like modality or therapy or technique where the practitioner is actually allowed to yawn at the same time, because it's so calming and it's releasing that energy. And it's really beautiful, Lexi, because and it's an example of sometimes just putting that intention or putting those words forwards to say, I give myself permission to release this. I give myself permission to let go. And when you give yourself permission and there's that acknowledgement, sometimes the body just does it. And we just need to hear those words, which is really beautiful. So Lexi, how did you also go with the, so again, for those who are, I guess, watching the replay, let me know, how did you go with that, just even that first bit, that releasing part? Did anything come up for you? Were there any thoughts? Were there any feelings or any sensations? And then the next part, you know, the connecting of the different parts of the brain. Did you notice anything? Did you notice anything in terms of, you know, one thing I noticed was my focus. So my focus went to my fingertips and actually feeling them and feeling them connect. You know, I've been known to be very much in my head, and I'm sure, you know, with the feedback that I've received in terms of where you're at with the, you know, overwhelmed, loss of momentum, frustration, that's all up here. And we're not grounded, we're all up in the thinking as opposed to, you know, in our bodies, as people would often talk about. So actually just putting your fingertips together kind of brings that connection, brings you down from your mind into your body. But obviously it also works at the brain part in terms of that connection, and then also having your eyes down and in that gaze. So how was that gaze for you as well? So Lexi says, my mind definitely feels calmer after the second part. Yeah. So it's really beautiful strategy, technique that you can pop into your emotional toolkit. You know, it can just take a few minutes. You can do the releasing part on its own, or you can do the releasing part with the mind part, the mind connect part. You can do them separately. You know, sometimes it takes a few seconds, or, you know, even 90 seconds, a minute and a half to change your breath and to change your mind. And so it's repatterning and reprogramming the brain and the mind. So then, so let me know your feedback for that second part as well. I'll be really interested to find out. And then lastly, I guess as a little bit of a reflection, going back, so I'm all about measuring and monitoring and seeing that progress. So just have a think about the concepts at the beginning that you had, whether that was that, you know, overwhelm and fear, whether that was loss of momentum, whether that was the, you know, frustration in, you know, business or in your personal life, or is there something specific? And just do a little bit of a reflection to see how that is now. Does it feel, it might still be there because, you know, we've only done something that's quite small, but, you know, maybe you don't have as much focus on it, or maybe the intensity has shifted slightly. So be really interested to find out, you know, when you started this little exercise, how does it feel now in comparison to that? Or, you know, maybe you have a little bit more of an insight into that. So Lexi, if you're open to sharing, you know, obviously you are overwhelmed and fearful and needing some motivation and focus. So let us know if you feel that shifted and what your motivation and focus is like now. I'm kind of guessing that potentially in, you know, you A, releasing and B, feeling calmer, then you're more able to focus. So let us know. I might just hang on for a few extra moments and see if you're able to provide some feedback. Because it's really beautiful to go on this journey, you know, with others and, you know, share the experience, because everyone's experiences are different, and then we learn through each other. and what other people are going through. I'll be using that connection session to refocus when I need it. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. That's amazing. So here's this like quick little session. I think we've been chatting for maybe about 20 minutes now. Obviously I was kind of talked through the process, but that little exercise can be really quick. Beautiful. So any last words, Lexi, any last words before we finish off today? It was so beautiful to have you here and to share this experience with you. I personally love, you know that I love talking and I love sharing, but I love sharing when other people are actually there on the other end and able to contribute and have that beautiful interaction. So I'm looking forward to coming back next Monday. We will be here Monday at 10 o'clock to do another mind body reset and kick you off for the week. Give you a little something that you can use to keep you going and to set you up for the week. A big thank you for getting me calmer. Always, Lexi, always amazing. You're just amazing. Your body loves being calm and it doesn't take you long with some quick little strategies. So it's so great to see that this one helped as well. I think, you're always a great volunteer because you really embody the essence of the transformation. So anything that's happening, your transformation is so quick. And sometimes, other people's bodies and things, that take them a little bit longer, but your body is so open to being calmer. It's like, this is the state it wants to be in. So thank you. You did the work, and I just helped to give you a few little tips for you to get there. So thanks so much for joining. Oh, much love. Oh, look at all those beautiful love hearts. Sending you love, sending everyone who's watching the replay love, and just know that it doesn't matter if you're a part of it now or you're watching it. This process is still going to work for you, and the energy and the love and the intention behind it is there, and that makes all the difference. So if you have any questions, pop them below and I will answer them and during the week. And stay tuned, make sure that you have your notifications set, maybe change them for this particular group to all notifications. There's some beautiful stuff that happens every day in the group, and I'm here to help and support you. And I look forward to seeing you this evening at 7:30 p.m. Sydney time for the Mind Body Reset experience, which is all about letting go of stuckness and stepping forward. So I'm so excited to share it with you, and I'll see you tonight. Much love. Take care. Bye.